My name is Bob Martin, also known as the RCSubGuy, and currently working out of Houston, Texas. So Subfest is an event that I started about 3 years ago, hoping to service the RC Submarine community with an event that's more than just a fun run. We're looking for a destination event that people are willing to drive from all over the country to attend, have some fun, some camaraderie, some competition, learn a lot, but more than anything else, obviously, just have a great time. And we've been really successful. We've had people from as far away as Las Vegas drive across the entire country to come and join us here at Subfest in 2022. Highlights, yeah, that's a good question. So we had some new events going on. Rather than a competitive, skipper against skipper atmosphere, we created what we call our qualification events. So it's more of you against yourself, testing your own knowledge, experience, and know-how in operating an RC submarines. We did that for a course for docking and what we called our conning challenge. That went over really, really well. And for the first time this year, we did a variation of our Great Submarine Race, which was a figure 8 race, and we had a ton of fun for that. So that was a real highlight for me. I think everybody had a blast for that. You didn't need to be running a boat to have a fun time watching everybody race against each other. This is an intimidating hobby. I've said it a lot of times, it's like a hobby for the elites, but I don't want it to come off that way. It's a hobby for people with an elite level of drive and passion, and a desire to succeed in a hobby that is really niche. The thing about our hobby is we all realize that we started exactly where a newbie or novice started. There's a lot to learn, but there really is no such thing as a dumb question. The advantage that a lot of people have now over where many of us did when we got started is the information is so much more available now. The internet has a huge number of resources out there, and people can look up the information, help get their foot in the door. And then we're starting to create communities. The Nautilus Drydocks Dive Tribe, for example, just a community of people to help reach out with each other, with beginners and experienced people, to help them with their projects, to answer questions, to share successes and failures. It's been really awesome. So more so than just a hobby where you're learning, you're creating a community and friendships that span not only the country but the entire globe.
My name is Ina Kajes, and I'm from North Carolina. Well, I'm not particularly a sub driver, but my dad and my younger brother are, and they kind of pulled me into the hobby, and I'm working on an I-400 that I'd like to throw in here sometime. I've been trying to get into it for a little over a year now, but I'm only now just getting the thing printed. So I got into the sport through my dad. He was doing his own thing with it, and I kind of took interest. I was studying Japanese I-400s. They're kind of like an aircraft carrier boat, and so that kind of pulled me in because I also do aviation, and that's something he's also been doing. So it was basically just my dad. I'd say it's been chill. It's been really fun. It's been nice to get around, hang out with the people. The community is fantastic. I guess there's not much more to be said.
My name is Vaughn Schmidt, and I'm from Keller, Texas, a little bit north of Fort Worth. So I joined the club. I found Bob Martin's website. I was actually looking for a Disney Nautilus model, and I came across the website and found Bob Martin's website, and so I kind of discovered this real big world of RC submarines that I know it's not a big world, but it was enough that it got me interested to give him a call. And so I ended up joining the club, the dive tribe, joined the dive tribe, and thought I'd try radio-controlled submarines. I've done radio-controlled planes and cars, drones, helicopters. So I thought this would be a really fun thing to do, and I really wanted to build a radio-controlled Typhoon and a submarine. And now I'm moving up and trying to learn from all these very experienced people. It's quite a hobby, quite technical, and I'm enjoying learning. So I see this coming to here as just being kind of a inspiration. Is what I feel that this is for me, is get some inspiration. It's a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of time to build things, so it's nice to see people who've done things and find out how they've figured out problems. I got into the hobby, took Martin's recommendation that maybe you buy one that's operational first, and then you can get into the hobby and start doing things, which I'm glad I did, because I think if you don't buy something that's operational at first, you might get a little discouraged, because it's going to take you some time to get a sub put together and to operate. So I purchased one from Bob that was ready to run, and I'm glad I did. I'm loving it. So I have a British upholder, 1/50th scale, and then I purchased from Steve Hodges a hull for a Typhoon, like this one behind me, but obviously scale, but it's 8 feet long, so it's a 1 to 1/72nd scale. Purchased Bob's 1/77th new model with the metal impregnated hull for the Disney Nautilus, so I have that over on the table. I built this sub about 6 years ago. A friend's stepdaughter asked if I could build a submarine for their wedding, and I thought, well, what an excuse to build another model of a submarine, just huge, because I have those small plastic models about 18 inches long. So I built this submarine for fun, and I don't know, what else can I add? I'm just enjoying it here, and there's when you look around, people, you know, they're like Dave Merriman and the other people, and Bob Martin and the other people that are just so, they've created this industry that is just so fun that I can now enjoy at a level that takes quite a bit of effort, but probably nearly impossible with my skill level. And so it's great to have this kind of a group and to get together, and I just love hanging out with these people, good people, especially a lot of people who have served our country. So it's great to talk to those people that have done that and have actually served on submarines. So it's really cool to do that. So I'm just lucky to be able to be associated with this good group of people.
My name's Howard McCain. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'm a newbie to this, and I'm probably the person with the least amount of experience here. But this is my 212A, which is a German submarine, and in fact this model comes from Germany. It was made by Maximus Modelbau, which is a company that all they make is submarines, RC model submarines, so out of Germany. So we're just struggling to get it all working, and like most things, it works great most of the time. The guys are great, and I've never been here before, and it's a really beautiful venue. It's been really nice. It's lovely. It's a lot cooler than LA, and you know, I'm meeting people, which is actually almost more fun than the boats. It's just talking to people and hearing their stories and that stuff.
Okay, I'm Matthew Homeyer. I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, where I'm an instructor at the Nuclear Power School. I'm here today to drive submarines. I've been trying to drive submarines all weekend. Today's been a pretty good day for weather, as well as the boats are starting to cooperate a little more. This one here is USS Key West. It's a Los Angeles class submarine. It represents the boat I was on, USS Key West, from 2017 to 2020 as a junior officer during that tour. Today's been a lot better. Yesterday I had some flooding, I had some radio issues, but today I'm so far no radio issues, so far no flooding. Just trying to fight through some trim issues, which I think I got resolved. So we will try it out and see.
My name is Channing, and we are from Prosper. Our grandpa was coming here because of this Subfest, and we just decided to hop along. We don't actually know our grandpa made these for us, so we are just driving them. These are like from 20 years ago. He pulled it out of his attic, and he thought we'd like it. Interesting and fun. I mean, I found out this is a really good turner because turns are really small, and it goes so slow that the turns make up for it.
Graduated high school got a job, and now I have the budget to be able to buy parts for one, and I have a little bit more time on my hands now. So I now have more of a setup to where I can get into the hobby seriously, and I just finished my first boat probably a week ago. It's been awesome. It's been so many RC subs in just one spot. It's crazy. It's really insane to see a whole bunch of RC subs all in one lake driving together, and the community is amazing. You go up to people's benches. I had to borrow like 4 different things. Everybody has anything you need. I guarantee you, with parts all around here, we could probably build another RC sub just from what everybody has. So if you need something, somebody here has it. And there's years of expertise. It's just a great time.
Steve O'Connell, Dallas, Texas. Oh, just this opportunity to be together with other people with the common affliction of building and operating radio control submarines. This venue is amazing. It's worth the drive. You know, I think it's something I wanted to do since I was pretty young, and just the whole concept fascinated me of radio control in general, boats, and then submarines. And eventually, as I was watching the hobby, it became possible. So I got involved with it years ago, set it aside for a while, and now I'm coming back to it and really enjoying it. Oh, just the people, no doubt. I mean, it's fun to walk around, look at all the different boats, and the accomplishments people have here. But talking to people you've known for a long time, maybe on Zoom calls or email exchanges, but to get to actually meet people from all over the country that do this hobby. So creating this event to bring people together with this common interest is compelling.
My name's Tom Chalfant. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. Great. What brought me here? Well, I came here last year. It was my first time coming to these events. And the camaraderie is what brought me here. So I actually bought my first submarine back in 1979, maybe 80. And at that time there was no social ways of meeting other people that did submarines. I just loved submarines. And it was a Darnell submarine out of England. And I mean, I got the hull kind of built out, but I didn't know how to do the insides. So it sat in my garage for many decades, and my wife said, why don't you just get rid of this thing and just sell it? So I found the subcommittee, not the subcommittee, it was the sub-driver website, which is now Drydocks Nautilus. And one of the gentlemen there said, hey, you know what, I'll trade you 2 submarine models and some fittings kits for that hull. I said, deal. And I made a commitment to myself that I want to complete one of those kits. And the first kit I completed was the Gato submarine, World War II submarine. So that's what got me started. Today's been fantastic. I mean, it's been fun, qualifying. It was fun racing. That was a hoot. Do they say hoot anymore? I don't know. Anyway, and it's just fun seeing what other people are doing, what creative minds are doing here. You always learn something new, always. Gosh, I'll tell you, for me, there are many people here that I have been in communication with for a long time electronically. And through social media or maybe phone calls or emails. And so the highlight is to actually meet face to face and be able to press hands and say, hey, how you doing?
Joe Walters, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. This is my first Subfest, and I feel like I've had a master's class on how to build RC control subs. The guys and gals here were absolutely great, and I've had a grand time. It's been on my bucket list for 40 years, and I finally decided it's time to actually build a sub, and what better place to learn than at Subfest. I'm here and I'm still wide-eyed from it. It's so much information, and again, so many great people. Like I said, I wanted to finally build an RC control sub, and what better place than a place gathered full of multiple boats and multiple captains. Just seemed like a place to learn, and boy, did I. I picked up a particular make and model of sub, and there's 2 of them here, and I got to talk to people that run them and captain them, find out more about the actual ready-to-run boat that I have, and seeing how it works before I actually had to throw it in the pond and find out myself.
I'm Grant Easton. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. When I was a kid, I grew up with shows like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, that sort of thing, the old Disney things. And I always had a passion to build a Nautilus, especially to run at night with all the lighting and everything. So a couple years ago, I picked up a 3D printer and found some files online and decided to make my own scale version of the Nautilus. Today's been great. The best way to describe it is like almost like sub school, if you will. The people here that are so knowledgeable and so free with their time, to help me. I learned so much on how to improve my boat and improve its running. Really appreciate the people giving the time to help me improve my hobby. Highlight for me has been just running the boat, seeing how well it works. I've been putting my own cameras on it and getting footage, underwater footage, and getting footage of other people's boats. The photography for me goes hand in hand with the submarines as well. That's been my highlight.
I wanted to acknowledge a certain individual in here because I don't know how many more years he's going to be able to attend with us. So I've been doing this since 1999, and I count myself lucky to have had two really influential people. Hi. Okay, I'll let them know. Thanks. In my building career, the first one was Greg Sharp out of Canada. He's really well known for his plans, as well as his exceptional, meticulous builds. When I was first getting into this, he happened to live like 20 minutes away from my house in Victoria, British Columbia. And so he mentored me through my first ever RC submarine project. The second mentor was David Merriman, who is camped out over there, who's not here. He's not feeling well. He went back a little bit early. But I want to acknowledge his contributions not only to my RC submarine path, but without his contributions to this hobby, I would be exceptionally doubtful that we would all be sitting here together doing what we're doing. He really commercialized the watertight cylinder and made it achievable for the average person to build. Because up to that point, it was in the realm of engineers and home hobbyists building their own radios and crazy things like that. So again, I want to acknowledge Dave, his contributions throughout his lifetime to the hobby and to the art, and more so, not only just doing that, but being absolutely selfless in sharing all of this information with us. So again, a big thanks and shout out to Dave. You're not here, but thank you, Dave.
Okay, I would like to say one thing. I second everything Bob says about David. You know, he is the godfather of radio control submarines. Radio control submarines, I know we've all flown radio control airplanes, cars, boats, but radio control submarines are a very small niche in the market. You know, there's one guy that has brought it, has taken the baton from David and kept going with it. A guy that you pick up on a phone and he'll talk to you, he'll share his knowledge with you. He's always got time for you. You need a part, OTW is great, but and Bob's great, Dimick, but he can't ship it to you probably today, and you probably won't get it today or tomorrow, but Bob will get you fixed up in a hurry with some small things you need that you can't get anywhere else. Let's have a round of applause for him for putting on this great show for the third year. Bob, thank you so much.
One more person to, first off, thank you very much. I appreciate it. This is fun for me. I love being here and sharing the time with everybody. Having a chance to meet in person people that I speak to on the phone or email with. It's much different to be seeing and speaking and interacting with you in person. So thank you for coming out. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna make an honorable mention for somebody who drove, I believe it was 1,900 miles to join us here for a weekend of RC submarines. Tom, that's hardcore. Thank you for taking the time to come out here. Yeah. One more note Casey brought up. We lost a couple of people this year of note. Skip Acey was known as the godfather of RC submarines, which the mantle kind of switched over to David. But he started the commercial products that people started buying, the pitch controllers, the electronics. He made some vacuum form model kits. It became affordable for people to get into it. Has been doing it for forever. I believe I think he started toying with them in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, which is hardcore. These are the guys I was talking about that were building their own radios out of like vacuum tubes and whatever, rocks and sticks. So it was a big loss to the hobby to lose him, and I do also want to mention Eric Kloss. If you guys remember, he used to camp out right on that table where Ed is right now. He was a fixture at these events since its inception, and unfortunately we lost him this year too. So just a little bit of a reminder that we lost some really good people, but another reminder that we got lots of good people around us. And thankful for all of you to be here. Yeah, new blood. Awesome to see. The next generation. Yeah.